That's all, folks. I don't know. That's corny. But this is the end of personal ownership has begun. Welcome to the foundation. I am Sot L, Seeker of Truth L, Speaker of Truth L. I apologize for not doing the show early this week. Had some personal dances I had to do. Got them done. Had to mosey. But here we are. I want to bring to y'all something different for this episode of the foundation. I want to talk about the end of personal ownership. So I appreciate you checking this out. You listen and then stay till the end because you're going to see what I'm talking about. There's no way to unsee it once you see it. No way at all. This is that, you will own nothing and be happy. You should search that, type in, you will own nothing and be happy and hit enter and just do a deep dive. But I appreciate you checking out the show. I am Sot L, Seeker of Truth L, Speaker of Truth L. And let's do our dance. Per usual, please be sure to check out welcome to thefoundation.com. Sign up for the email list at the very least. We are doing our dance. People are signing up. We appreciate it. But here's what's going on. We definitely are doing great with our training. We recently launched the live weekly training. We relaunched it actually. So that's what you want to do. We have a live call every week. You call in. I host the training. We do it. It's about an hour. Sometimes it goes over because we open up for question and answers. And if you're interested in trustee training, the what we call it legacy trustee training, because we used to do this before, I would just say shoot me an email, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. These prices right here, we could do you better. I can do you better. How about that? We can do you better. So if you email us, then I'll know that you check out the work that we do. You shot us an email. So that entitles you some sort of, at least discount. We'll just say it like that. Straight up. Silver, we don't care. Let me reload this. Ad blocker. I always do an ad blocker. They don't like it though. Silver currently is $58.18. That's great. I don't know. It's on an upswing, still trading sideways according to what I think. Get out of here. We have the Shanghai silver price, $65.55. That's the difference between $58.23. You see that delta. From what I understood, and maybe I'll bring it next week for current events, but from what I understand, China is no longer selling gold contracts. I gotta look into that. Anyways, the end of ownership. Let's check this out. Look, so this is Tom's guide. HP wants you to rent your laptop. Rent your next laptop. He did the math. It's actually terrifying. Let's check out this date, February, what is that, 11th, 2026. So that's, a few months ago. So they're saying, like, in the face of, RAM crisis and, the ridiculous exponential increase in the price of hard drives and RAM, secure or solid SSD, solid state hard drives, HDD hard disk drives, all of them, and RAM, random access memory that all computers need, all phones, they all need them. Due to this artificial intelligence, I'm sure you heard of this, but these data centers are just taking all the supply. Now, I think this is in line with what we know, but it's being presented in a way that, it could be easily attributed to supply chains breaking down or not enough supply of these things due to these data centers being built. And that's true. That's definitely true. But it's very convenient, really, really convenient. In the face of the RAM crisis, laptops are one of the many devices that are set to see major price hikes, driven by AI data centers causing a severe memory shortage. Now HP is offering an alternative buying option, rent your laptop. And I don't understand how that's an alternative buying option. Maybe an alternative possession option. Recently, HP launched a laptop subscription service that lets you pay a monthly fee, for an AI-powered PC for productivity or a gaming machine, with prices starting at $34.99 a month. Plus, it comes with the option to upgrade to the latest laptop after 1 year, along with 24/7 support. And this sounds like, what the carriers, the mobile carriers, cellular carriers did with the phones. The 2-year contract went away, and now they have these situations where you can upgrade every year, but essentially you never own the device. When you upgrade, you got to turn in the device that you had. And I'm telling you, this is the beginning of the end. 100%. HP subscription service for laptops covers a range of PCs to suit different needs and price points, including to the HP OmniBook X Flip 14, Windows Copilot on board, and the HP Omen Max 16, sporting an RTX 5080, so that's a graphics card, which is just kind of a nice one, but I'm sure it's a mobile graphics card, so it's not the full-size graphics card that you would see inside of a desktop. For the lowest price, you can grab the HP Pavilion, $34.99 a month. The HP Omen Max will set you back $129.99 a month, which is equipped with Intel Core Ultra 9 Pro, blah, 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 blah. Listen. Listen. And then look, I truly believe that we're going to go from actual machines that have the RAM and the hard drive on it to just like maybe terminals where it connects you to a data center, and all the compute, all the processing power, and so on and so forth is being sent to your terminal, like think of it like an iPad or a tablet, or maybe even a really, really, very, very thin laptop. The compute power is going to be technically in the cloud. This is crazy. Look, here we go. We got $34.99 a month, $44, $50, $54, $70, $80, $85, $130. Rental price for 5 years. Look at this. 5 year, if you rent this, you paid $7,799 for a laptop that's probably not worth more than $2,000, maybe $3,000. This is where it's going, y'all. 5 year rental price, $2,000, and this is a rental. You don't own it. The monthly fee certainly looks attractive compared to the full price of many. No, it doesn't. This is narrative transfer. That's all I'm saying. They're trying to transfer a narrative. Check this out, though. 1/3 of Americans are priced out of new cars, and it's getting worse. Right? Buying a new car in America is starting to look like a luxury. Fewer and fewer can afford, while showrooms still have foot traffic. The type of buyer walking through the door has changed, and it's no longer the middle-income shopper making up the bulk of demand. Unless you're earning well into six figures, your odds of driving off in a brand new car are slipping. New data shows a significant decline in new car buyers making under $100,000, even as the share of high earners in the market continues to climb since the onset of the panorama. For reference, the median U.S. household income sat at $83,730 in 2024. In September 2025, this data was released by the Census Bureau. Right? Placing typical new car buyers well above the national midpoint. Today, according to Cox Automotive, the percentage of new car buyers earning less than $100,000 dropped from 50% in 2020 to just 37% in 2026. This shift mirrors a sharp rise in the cost of new cars. Average transaction prices hovered near $51,000 in 2025. And those aren't the only numbers climbing. Buyers are facing steep increases in insurance premiums as well, and the broader impact of inflation. At the same time, the proportion of new car buyers earning more than $200,000 has increased from 18% to 29% over the past 5 years, forming what economists refer to as the K-shaped economy. Those who are making more money while the other part of their economy is making less. Annual new car sales in the U.S. peaked in the years leading up to the panorama. In 2016, they hit $17.5 million. in sales and stayed above 17 million through 2019. Then came the decline, 14.7 million in 2020, 15.1 in 2021, and just $13.9 million in 2022. Sales have since rebounding, reaches 16.3 million by 2025, but they're still not back to the levels seen a decade ago. And that's inflation. That just costs more. And while demand is back, affordability is not. Industry analysts point out that pricing, not interest, is the main barrier now. The squeeze is only worsened by the disappearance of affordable entry-level models. Car makers have steadily trimmed small sedans and compact cars from their offerings, leaving fewer options for buyers on tighter budgets. A study from consulting firm Plante Moran, I apologize, found that 1/3 of Americans simply can't afford a new car at all. For households earning $65,000 or less, only about 110 vehicle models fall into what the firm classifies as, quote, affordable, end quote. For buyers making up to $105,000 a year, that number more than doubles, with over 250 models considered within reach. At the same time, financing pressure is mounting. A record number of buyers are now signing up for monthly car payments exceeding $1,000. What? Quote, we're now relying on the extremely wealthy to generate the sales. That's a structural problem from an affordability perspective. In the next 2 or 3 years, car makers may start feeling the pinch if a growing number of buyers start getting priced out of the market. This Mark Barrett from Plante Moran, what he said to CNBC. All right, so there we got that. Moving forward, houses and cars, but we're gonna stay on cars, man. We're gonna stay on cars. The new $100,000 family SUV is real, and the average new car costs $49,220. The headlines landed in the same week this summer. A loaded Chevrolet Tahoe, can be optioned past $100,000. The 2027 Cadillac Escalade will start above 6 figures. And the range-topping Hyundai Palisade now costs what a Lexus starts at. In May 2026, the average new car sold for $49,220. This is according to Cox Automotive and Kelley Blue Book. Average prices only crossed $50,000 for the first time ever in September 2025. And they have drifted slowly below that mark since. The average new car payment hit a record $777 a month. That's not the high end. That's the average. Let's keep going. Let's get into these RAM prices and stuff, because it's more than just computers. It's more than just cars and trucks, and it's more than just, your home. It's a lot of things. This was from January 2026. This is the push. You're gonna see a trend. Almost everyone has a PC or laptop of some kind, but in the future, you may not own one anymore, according to Jeff Bezos, and this is what they're trying to do. The idea of personal computers may not last much longer. In his 2024 interview, Bezos suggested that instead of buying computers, people may eventually rent computing power from the cloud. And this is what I'm saying. You hold a terminal or a screen that all it does is have an internet connection, right? And it may have some sort of RAM to do, onboard conversions, right? Multimedia codec conversions, things of that nature. But this is where it's going. You're gonna rent computing power from the cloud. The prediction may sound unsettling, but it starts to make more sense when you look at what's happening in the hardware market. The global race towards AI superintelligence is going to make your next computer cost a lot more. As chip makers prioritize supplying AI data centers, memory and storage prices are skyrocketing already. And this was back in January. It's too late. It's too late. Listen, I bought a kit of RAM, which means like I bought 2 sticks of RAM. See this right here? That's 2 sticks of RAM in that photo, right? I bought 2 sticks of RAM. I think it was 64 gigs. Before this happened, it was like, I want to say $180. maybe close to 200. I looked at it now, it's over $600 for the same kit. The same kit. This is crazy. AI has rapidly become the center of gravity for the tech industry. Companies such as Amazon, Nvidia, Microsoft, and Google are investing colossal amounts of money into massive data centers designed to train and run AI models. These systems rely on centralized cloud-based infrastructure rather than the kind of hardware most people keep on their desks at home. As AI spreads into everyday tools, computing power is increasingly concentrated in the cloud. What Amazon's Jeff Bezos said might become the future. Yeah. What? Let's keep going. The death of a cheap laptop is coming. This is March 4th. I was going to say 1st, 2026. The writer says, I built a PC for a colleague in January 2025. That was a good time. At the time, the cost of the three main components, the motherboard, the processor, and the DDR5 memory, which is crazy, that's expensive, was about $800. That was a good time to do it. A few weeks ago, I had to buy the same components, more or less, for another coworker's PC. The bill, $1,200. And this is these are the people who know how to build their own PCs or know how to build PCs, right? If you know how to build PCs, you can kind of mix and match components for what you want and for the prices that you're looking for. But if you don't, you're kind of at the mercy of, the pre-configured machines that are offered by, your average computer store, online, Amazon, or from the manufacturers. Whether you use AI or not, it's probably going to impact your life this year. And I'm not just talking about search results or slop. The land war to build AI data centers is driving up the price of computers and other devices you may try to buy this year, and the best values are likely to be first casualties. But look at this. This is the price of RAM. This 1 terabyte. No, it's not RAM. This is a solid state drive. So this is a SSD. This is a hard drive, right? It was just under $100 in March. It hit over $220 and has recently dropped down a little bit below $200 in 1 year. This happened in 1 year. In 1 year, double, and it's not stopping. And then what is this? What is this chart? This is the RAM. This is what happened with RAM. This was crazier because RAM used to be relatively cheap. It was an easy thing that you can grab. It didn't cost too much money, and it was one of those things that, if your laptop or your computer was slow, you could upgrade the RAM and it was almost like a new computer. This stuff like tripled and quadrupled from under $100 to $400. And this is it doesn't say how many gigs, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM is over $400 when it used to be under $100. As a result, laptop prices are coming under pressure. While 2025 models have been relatively stable, many were manufactured early in the year, and companies spent the first half of 2025 circumventing tariffs by stockpiling inventory that they're only now clearing out. New models announced for 2026 are bearing big price hikes. For instance, Dell's new XPS 14 launched in January for more than $2,000, in contrast to an initial price of $1,550 for the comparable Dell Premium 14 model in 2025. That's a nice little price increase. In 2025, Asus launched the 2025 ZenBook Duo for $1,700 with a 1 terabyte hard drive. Retailers are listing the 2026 version for $2,400. Almost $1,000 more. Oh, they added an extra terabyte of hard drive. Yeah, I wouldn't pay almost $1,000 for a terabyte. Yep, no thanks. We expect to see other manufacturers raise their prices too, and there will likely be fewer devices available, especially in lower ranges. Yeah, you're going to see like the lower range stuff disappear. They're not going to put them out. It's going to be too expensive, and they're not going to make profits because of the memory, the hard drive, and these. If it has a graphics card or graphic processing unit, it's going to be even more expensive. I mean, graphics processors were already kind of crazy because a lot of that stuff went crazy when people were mining crypto, and you need high level GPUs to realistically mine significant amounts of cryptocurrency. So, there was a lot of problems with the graphics cards. So this isn't necessarily new. So that's why you don't really see too much of a crazy increase here as you did with, the RAM as well as the SSDs, because you got to think of the crypto mining. It was already popping. It was already going down, right? But still, even from the highs, it's still going higher, which is crazy. And most people say, it's going to be these data centers. I'm going to say it's going to be the, the own nothing, but, be happy type dance, right? So here, NXT, Flex, NXT, NZXT, I'm sorry. They generally, or from what I understand, they started with PC cases, right? But now they're offering Flex versus buying or financing. You can finance. You can buy, you can finance, or you can subscribe. Look at this right here. Subscribe right on the right. Ownership. Look, ownership. No. What? Upfront costs. You got to pay the first month. Yep, you got to pay ongoing subscriptions. You can swap tiers, you can refresh, or you can cancel anytime. You got to give the laptop back. They're doing credit checks for computers, y'all. Listen. I don't have time for this. This is not even it. HP, look, rent a computer. You can rent HPs. This is proliferating. This is not just a one-off dance. And I think, you're going to see in the future much less available laptops, computers, things of that nature that you can buy. And I think you'll get to a point where you're going to have to just rent everything unless you know what you're doing, or you're very, very, what would I say? You just got to be knowledgeable. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know where to look for it. You got to find where the stuff is. You got to know how to put the stuff together, upgrade it, find good deals, so on and so forth. But it's not just computers. It's not just cars. It's also phones. Apple Upgrades will let users lease iPhones and Macs with Klarna. Phones, y'all. Apple is preparing to launch the new iPhone upgrade program on July 28th. You ready? You got 4 days. With users leasing iPads, Macs, and Apple Watches from Klarna for 24 to 36 months. Users will be able to pay a monthly subscription for their hardware and can pay off the plan early if they want. They can also upgrade to a new model during the term, or if they reach the end, keep the device or return it. Why would you return it? To keep the device, you're gonna have to pay a buyout. So you have a phone that you've been paying for every month. You've had it for like 2 or 3 years. It's like, it might be a cracked screen and stuff. You want to get a new phone? They're like, yeah, you got to pay us $800. What? The new plan also will defer from the existing iPhone upgrade program, as it won't include Apple Care. Dang, you lose too. You're losing, just losing. While existing financing programs like the iPhone upgrade program will still continue, Apple is allegedly going to stop new enrollments in favor of the new Apple upgrade plan. So you can't do it anymore. Samsung unveils the next generation Galaxy foldables, but they're doing the same thing. And look, we got to look at this pricing. Why, right? Why? Look at what they're charging for these phones. $1,899 for 256 gigabytes, man. Get out of here. $2,000 for a phone. And of course, these are the high-end phones. But do you think that this is just a fluke? Do you think that this is just a one-time deal? Look, so we got the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra, right? And this is their flagship phone. This is top tier, but these phones have been steadily getting. I remember I could get a phone for $200, and it was a nice phone. It was way back in the day, though. I'm kind of, maybe dating myself. $2,099.99. Why don't you just say $2,100? You're getting priced out. You're getting priced out of all these things. Look, for 256 gigs, you're paying $2,100. I'm gonna tell you, 256 gigabytes of memory is not that much if you save video and pictures like normal people do in the past, 10, 15 years. It's gonna frustrate you. $2,700, y'all. I don't like these prices, man. Like these are real premium laptop and PC prices. But there it is. iPhone 2. Check it out. iPhone. $1,000 for half a terabyte. $800 for iPhone 16. They don't even know the prices for, but listen, this isn't anything new. And this isn't going anywhere. I feel as though this is on track to probably be very, very evident within the next 2 years. I think, this whole landscape is going to be very, very different. And, the whole ownership dance is really, really going to take a hit. And whether you agree or not, AI, or what they call or consider artificial intelligence, is not going anywhere. And being that it's not going anywhere and there's a lot of money being put into it, some people say that, once the data centers are built, or the majority of them, the prices will start to return to normal. I don't think so. And basically, the reason why I say that is because the price for goods and services in the United States is going to continue to increase due to the inflationary nature of the currency. So even if, they're like, oh yeah, the data centers, we only have like 9 left. So, the supply is open and we're going to be good. I don't think so. I don't think so. But you have multi-billionaires that are pushing for this. Back in 2024, during an interview with the New York Times, the Amazon founder called the computing industry a thing of the past. According to him, the traditional computer as we know it is obsolete in the modern world. And that's not due to a single groundbreaking new technology, but because of how we access information. To illustrate this, Bezos invoked a historical metaphor. He recalled how he once visited an old brewery that had to build its own power generator back when public electric grids didn't exist. Just as those custom-built electric generators disappeared from history, Bezos argued that the same fate awaits computers. They would be replaced by shared, subscription-style computing in the cloud. So basically, I don't know, the public power grid is not yours, and it's the same thing. It's a service that you pay monthly for your power, but when you stop paying, it's gone. But most people don't think of power as they do, physical computers or physical components or their cars and things of that nature. Bezos continued to explain that it makes no sense for everyone to own and maintain their own hardware. Why? How are you on this? This is crazy to me. And I understand this is his opinion, but this is crazy to me. I understand he could be like, it makes no sense for me to own hardware and keep maintaining it, but everyone, especially in the modern days, when cloud-based computing like Amazon Web Services can be bought off-grid. His words, that's not going to last. You're going to buy compute off the grid. Resonated strongly in the tech community, and it's resonating even more today amid rising hardware costs and memory chip shortages. Yep. So this push, I don't think is going to be temporary. I think this is permanent. This is going to be a permanent thing. And my thing that I would say to the audience is just understand that this is coming, as well as if you have PCs, if you have computers, if you have laptops, if you have these things, you need to look into Linux, number one, because there are a lot of different Linux distributions, or basically Linux software or operating systems. How about that? There's a lot of different Linux-based operating systems. They're called distributions. And there are a lot of, or several, lightweight operating systems that'll keep old computers still running and still searching the web and still doing these things. Number one. Number two, I would maintain the things that you have as best as you can, because it's getting bad. It's getting really bad. And the fact that these articles are pushing this own nothing control, you will own nothing and be happy narrative with regards to consumer hardware, to cars, trucks, and even mobile phones. It's all bad. And I believe personally, when what he's talking about as far as renting compute from the cloud or off grid is going to be predominantly focused towards mobile devices. I think, they're pushing with these prices I'm seeing, right? It seems to me as though they're pushing mobile devices into the space of laptops and desktops, which would make sense, because if the RAM and the hard drive, excuse me, and the compute power, the GPUs and stuff like that, are only being accessed through the internet and it's being pushed to your device doesn't need that much compute. But the days of privacy, the days of having your files on your own physical hard drive in your own machine that you carry around with you or that sits on your desk is coming to an end. When all of your information, all of your documents, all of your files, all of your photos, all of your videos are in the cloud, that's not private. And the biggest one was with Apple. I think Taylor Swift's iCloud account was hacked and they released a bunch of her photos. So privacy is on its way out. And that for me is the biggest irritation. And a lot of people do not see it. A lot of people do not. And the trend is most people use their phone for everything. Most people use banking apps. They got, different Word document apps, calendar apps, weather widgets. There's a lot of different things that you can do with the phone. You can log into Facebook. You can log into X. You can log into your Snapchat. You can communicate with people. You can send emails. These phones are supercomputers. They're miniaturized desktop computers in your pocket. But with this RAM and these hardware things, and this is what I'm saying, like, look at this one. Apple, right? Apple down here, they're saying that they're gonna give what? No, it was Samsung. I apologize. They're talking about the amount of storage, right? 256 gigabytes of storage. You don't need more storage than 256 gigabytes if the majority of your documents, your photos, your videos are stored in a cloud or in an AI data center. You don't need a bunch of onboard storage on your device. There's a lot of people that are renting iCloud. There's a lot of people that are doing Google Drive. There's a lot of people that are using Dropbox. There's a lot of people that are using cloud-based stuff. So they're just seeing it as a trend. Most people don't even know how to get music from their computer onto their iPhone. It used to be a thing. iTunes, and you plug in your iPhone and you just put your music on there. Now with Apple Music, Apple has obfuscated that process of how to take your own personal music and videos and put them onto your actual device that you pay thousands of dollars for. This is a trend. And it's going to continue. The more people, you're almost out of device, and they push an ad. You can get a terabyte of iCloud storage for $4.90. I don't know how much it is. $5 a month, $10. I don't know how much it is. I've never done it. I will never do it. All the hard drives I got sitting around. It's ridiculous. But a lot of people are not tech savvy. They don't understand, and it's just too much for them. They get overwhelmed because what is this? And they just want it done for them. And this convenience of having it done for you is going to trap you up. So I personally, I suggest that you keep your devices longer, as long as you can. I suggest that you learn how to peruse and take advantage of secondary markets. A lot of people are doing Facebook Marketplace. And back in the day, it was Craigslist. There's a lot of different secondary markets where you can get used stuff. eBay is a great place to get like really good tech. And then get maybe start thinking about, previously owned devices, right? Previously owned devices. Like me personally, I will never buy a new car off the lot. I'm going to wait and buy one off a 2-year lease. So the depreciation, I'm not paying all that. I can get the same car in 2 years for like half the price. And the same with phones. Like if you're okay not having the latest, greatest phone, you can easily get a really good deal from someone who's not okay not having the latest, greatest phone, because they got to buy the latest, greatest, and they'll sell their old phone generally to offset the cost of their new phone. And you find really good deals with that stuff. Same phone still works. Factory reset, it's all your stuff. No one has access, very secure. It's in your pocket. But, the stigma of used, maybe, if you have one, you can kind of maybe, I don't know, kind of work on that or something. But I just wanted to quickly, and I know it's probably not that quick, but I just wanted to quickly touch on this because this is coming. Matter of fact, this is here. And it's here under the noses of a lot of people who do not understand what's happening. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Do a search for that, y'all. Search it up. But with that being said, I hope you learned something. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure you say 10 things that you're thankful for before you go to sleep tonight and every night. It's very important. And I'll catch y'all next week. Have a great weekend. Peace, y'all.